Don't you do it, Ricky. Don't you stick that knife in your leg. I completely forgot about that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower and Pizza. It has been about 2 months at this point since I have worked on the E36. It's not that I lost motivation or lost interest. It's just simply the fact that it's summer and everybody's schedule is just really busy. I've been focused on the KTM sketchy kart build, and the 435 is home again, so I've been driving that barely. I do have a lot of cool stuff to come for that car. The focus of today is to put the new slave cylinder in the transmission or clutch, or the clutch needs to work on that. It's going to work today. I've had the parts for it for like 2 months, and Booker is gonna come through and we are going to get that done. See, Booker came bearing gifts, even though he went to Mill 72 for breakfast without me. What did you bring us, Booker?
I brung the tires.
We got 9 burners because Booker is the homie like that. So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna hide them from Ron. We out here. Gonna swap over the other 3 wheels to the wheels from my E46. Now, the last time you saw those wheels, they looked a lot like this. Here is our new slave cylinder to the clutch. Bought it from Rock Auto, and now it's a Booker with the weather.
So the slave cylinder is down at the clutch. This extends as you push the clutch pedal and allows the clutch to disengage. Currently, we are having problems with our original one. It doesn't do anything, so this will definitely be an upgrade.
The part was like $30. I hate to be the one to just shotgun parts at something when we can't figure it out. In the last video that we worked on this, when we got it running and everything, couldn't get any clutch pressure out of it. So, I mean, it was pissing brake fluid everywhere.
Yeah, we tried bleeding it, what, 6 or 7 times?
We tried for like an hour and 20 minutes.
We heard a pop and then just felt brake fluid, or hit the ground. So we have a feeling it gave out when we were trying to bleed it, which isn't uncommon. All the clutches I've done, we've ended up replacing the slave cylinder. Usually they come with the clutch kit. So we were hoping to get away with using the original because it's easier.
Booker bought himself this nice, nifty power bleeder.
Yeah, so after last time's adventure, I said I hate manually bleeding things, as does everyone. So I got this sick vacuum bleeder. You can run off air or you can pump, and it's pretty sick. You can see it makes noises and stuff. It works. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the old slave out, disconnect the line from it, get the new one set up, and then we should be good to bleed it. And with the new bleeder, hopefully things will go smooth and it shouldn't be too long.
Oh, did we lose a piston, Booker?
We lost a lot.
She's missing parts.
She got the Rona. No.
What are we leaking up here now, guy?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about me, guy. Here's our new one. Here's our old one. The boot is kind of messed up and shifted, and the piston is nowhere to be found, so that could be interesting. But we're just gonna go along with it, I think, and see what we can do. We have to pull the diff to weld it anyway, so worst case scenario, Booker was just saying we can pull the diff, pull the drive shaft, and just pull the transmission back a little bit if the piston is down in there. Should drop out. We don't know where the other piston's at. Right now, we're not really on a time crunch. Really don't want to pull this entire drivetrain again because we got it in and it's solid and it runs. That's one of the issues we ran into when we put the engine back in, is you have to line up the drive shaft when you slide everything back in. So instead of pulling everything apart that we just put back together, we have to pull the diff out anyway. If we can just slide the drive shaft out, unhook it, and then move the trans even just the slightest, if that piston's somehow stuck in there, we can just drop that out and we should be homebound from there. Fingers crossed. We don't really know where the piston could have gone because
it's a long boy.
It is a long boy. There's not room for me to hold the flashlight for Dad, so I'm just setting up the vacuum bleeder for him. He's hooking that up now. He already put the slave cylinder in.
Close the valve. Pump. Keep her full. I'm getting a lot of air bubbles down here, which is a good sign. And when we stop getting some bubbles, we'll keep pumping her.
Filling fluid, Booker. I only have so many hands.
Alright, I'm going to close the line here. here.
Okay.
Open that valve.
Okay.
I want to pump the pedal a little bit. Then we'll run it again for a few seconds, and then try her out.
Nothing.
I was still getting quite a bit of air, but I figured I'd at least like to pump it a little bit and see.
Progress is definitely being made because this is actually coming back again. So we're gonna keep bleeding it and we'll see what happens. So after playing with the bleeder, and I could hear it spraying out from the bleeder screw underneath, we actually have pedal pressure. That's the most pedal pressure I've had since I've been in the car.
Yeah, so we pinched off the line just to see, you know, let the pedal travel a little bit, try and work out some of the air in that slave cylinder. It's responding well to the point where we are actually pushing a little bit of fluid out where the hose hooks up to the bleeder. So we tightened up that bleeder screw and had Bailey give it another shot, and we're getting some good pressure. So I'm thinking what we should do is, since we have it up off the ground, maybe fire it up, let the clutch out and see what kind of response we get to it with actually trying to move the wheels and see where we're at, and if we need to bleed a little bit more we can. But we're making good progress.
Booker's gonna get in, start the car, and he's gonna put it in gear, make sure that the rear wheels spin and the clutch works while we have it still up in the air. The car has been on mismatched 16s since I bought it, and I put those 17s from my E36 on it, and oh my, it looks so much better. I didn't even put coilovers on it or anything yet, but it just fills out that wheel well so much better. And we'll set it up so the fitment's a little nicer, but as of right now, it looks so much better than it did.
So much better. You can even see on the front a little bit more angle with the bigger wheels.
I love this car. Want to take her for a little ripski?
Yeah, let me move the truck.
All right, well, hoodless and all, we're gonna take her for a rip.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to close this door from the inside. Safety first. Buckle up.
Hey, can you put your window down?
No, actually I can't.
Sorry, I had to move my power seat up.
Luxury from the 90s.
She doesn't want to go.
Uh-oh. Well, Booker finessed it into reverse, so we are rolling now. But now it won't come out.
Nope.
That's not good.
To get it into gear, I revved it up and slammed it because I knew it wouldn't stall. But then as soon as I let the clutch completely out and it was still moving. It's like an automatic.
Something ain't right.
I mean, we can go for a rip ski, but
Yeah, but I don't want to get it stuck over there and have to push it back.
Something like breaking in a new clutch, right?
Grind her till you find her, Picker. Sounded good. Well, we made it that far. So I guess you could say we out here because we're no longer in the garage. It's hella broke. We are having an issue. We have a clutch pedal, but it doesn't want to go into gear. Booker forced it into reverse to get it out of the garage, and it worked. But then when he wanted to force it into first, it started to go. It ground a couple times, and then we heard a clinking noise, and we're not sure what that is. We're hoping that it didn't bust teeth off of reverse. We think it might be the piston from the first slave cylinder, but again, we're not really sure. Booker knows more about this than I do. This is the first stick car that I've owned. I'm not very well versed in manual transmissions and clutch systems and all of that. So this is all a learning experience for me. If you're an OG, take a shot because I said learning experience. This is my friend Ashley. Ashley's dropping off parts for another car that I picked up that I have not announced on the channel yet. So I will do that within the next couple weeks.
A little disappointing because we did want to drive it around today, but I guess we'll have to figure out what's going on with the clutch.
Bailey could have also assembled something incorrectly.
So we will figure that part out. But it involves taking more things apart and then putting them back together.
You know, I thought I'd be more upset than this because 2 weeks from now is Speed and Performance at Carlisle. I wanted to bring the car out to that and do, it's like a beginner course, and I haven't drifted my own car before. Still waiting on parts from Street Faction, my bash bars and everything. I have enough projects going on right now that like, this runs now. We have a clutch pedal. Sucks that we have to pull everything back apart, but we know that it runs. It's a journey. At Horsepower Pizza on Instagram. At Pizza Boy Metalworks, which is a new account that I made for all of the machining and welding and fabrication and stuff that Danny and I are doing. If y'all are interested in more behind the scenes stuff on that, that's great. www.horsepowerandpizza.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. Peace out. Build it for you.